Hi, my name is Emma, and today I'm going to talk to you about the importance of remembering names. So I used to teach this dance class where I had two students that looked very similar, and they had very similar names. I couldn't for the life of me remember which name belonged to which face. And it got to the point where it was too awkward to keep asking them who was who, so I had to start looking them up on Facebook before I got to class. How many people here have experienced either the embarrassment of forgetting someone's name or the frustration of someone else forgetting yours? It's definitely not just me, but why do we even need to remember names? Well, humans are an obligate social species, which means that it's necessary for us to spend time with others. Being social in our evolutionary history was a matter of life or death. If you didn't get along with your group, you were left alone, more prone to predators and other groups. Getting along with your group entailed understanding social cues, remembering your friends and enemies, and in general, building relationships. In today's environment, we still have to build relationships, which includes remembering names. If you forget someone's name every time you meet them, it's safe to say you'll never build a very strong relationship with them. So you might be thinking, why can't I just remember names then? Well, if you think about it, a name is really an arbitrary label given to us at birth with no real relation to our name, or to our appearance, our personality, or our occupation. Another way to think about it is that when you need to remember a face, it's a recognition task. You just have to decide if you've seen the face before. When you're remembering a name, however, it's a recall task. You have to retrieve that name from memory without any options provided for you to choose from. When you forget someone's name, you're likely in a tip of the tongue state. You know their name, but you just can't get to it. When you're in a tip of the tongue state for another word, you can sometimes use a different word in its replacement and get away with it. When you're in a tip of the tongue state for someone's name, you can't exactly use a different name in its replacement and just hope for the best. Other research has looked at a lack of metacognition that occurs when remembering names. So this means we don't realize that names are harder to remember, so we don't put in the extra effort. Participants in this study were asked to judge their own recall ability for a person's name versus their occupation. At first, they thought they'd be pretty good at both. In reality, their performance was much lower for names. After this experience, they judged their recall ability to be lower for names, but they put in more effort to remember them and improved their performance significantly. So how do we put in this effort? Surely remembering names is a talent that you're born with or you're not. In reality, there's some techniques you can use to help you out, and I'm going to go through a few of those with you today. The first one you can use is retrieval practice. Every time you retrieve something from memory, you're making it easier for yourself to remember in the future because you're strengthening the connection between the contextual cue and the memory. So practice remembering people's names. You meet a woman named Cassidy, and you say, "Hi, Cassidy, it's nice to meet you." Wait a little bit into your conversation with your new friend and practice retrieving her name. "So Cassidy, what are you studying in school?" Wait a little bit longer and retrieve her name again. "That's really interesting, Cassidy. I'd love to hear more about your research and memory." Deeper processing also leads to better memory. So creating a semantic association with someone's name can cause you to process it at a deeper level. You're putting more effort into encoding the name, so you have a better chance at later retrieval. To create this semantic association, you might ask someone how they got their name or what it means. Picking a distinctive feature and relating it to someone's name can also create that association. You might remember that Benedict has big brown eyes. This alone leads to deeper processing. You can also use imagery. You can convert a name into something easily imaginable and relate it to something else about the person. So you meet a woman named Frances who has very bright, prominent eyes. You might picture Frances standing at the top of the Eiffel Tower in France, peering out over the city with eyes that shine like stars. This might sound weird, but the more bizarre the imagery, the better. Although, even picturing Nicole with a collection of nickels can benefit your memory. So I hope that the next time you meet someone and have to remember their name, you can use some of these techniques to help you out. Remembering names impresses people. If you forget someone's name every time you meet them, they might become frustrated with you and potentially make other assumptions about your disposition. Forgetting someone's name makes it seem like you can't be bothered, so why not put in the effort to do your best? Remembering names will make your life easier by preventing embarrassing situations, preventing the anxiety that comes from asking someone their name for the 5th time, and will allow you to build strong relationships with those around you. So, what's my name? Thank you.